fucking allergies, man. I'm sitting here thinking, shit, I need to be conscious of how I'm breathing. I think I might be sounding like Darth Vader right now. Holy shit. Yeah. Fucking. Anyways, welcome to the Infernal Brotherhood of the Scruffy Looking Nerf Herders. This is a live YouTube Vizcast by Star Wars fans for Star Wars fans. And today we're going to be continuing our reviews of Star Wars The Bad Batch with Episode 5, Rampage.
Rampage!
Rampage. I feel like you should say it like Roadhouse.
Yeah. Rampage!
Yeah.
What was the name of that Nintendo and arcade game, the Rampage one?
Rampage.
That was it? It was just Rampage?
Was it?
I mean, that makes sense why they named it that, because I'm a fucking idiot. I didn't pick that up. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
that was this episode.
Game.
Have a good day, everyone.
Yep. And done.
Before we get into details, initial thoughts. What do you think?
I fucking loved it. Like, the first thing I was thinking once we, and of course we'll get to it, but once we find the target, it's like, oh my god, I wish Star Wars Connect wasn't so god awful. Like, I miss playing that game, but I also don't miss like jumping around my room like an asshole trying to get it to work.
We have video of that, right?
We totally have video of that.
That was a good time. That was a good day.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it was.
First time I ever played it. It was meh for me. I got to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't. It didn't really. Thing is I'm a big Return of the Jedi Rancor nut job for emotional reasons, but also like the toys and the gift that you picked up for me and stuff. But this episode didn't really hit the mark for me. I've watched it twice, and I found myself not interested both times, and I don't know why. Like it has all of the elements that should have grabbed me, Clockwork Orange, and like held my eyes open and just like kept me rapt attention. But I was like drifting off. I was like looking at my fingernails. It was not.
Oh, well, I started to fall asleep during it. So, I mean, I feel you there.
Okay.
I just look at it as, what was it? The third episode where I was just like wanting to be done with the fucking series. Like it was better than that.
That's true. That's true. So, yes. All right. It was directed by Stuart Lee. It was written by Tamara Becker Wilkinson, and it was released, of course, this last Friday, May 28th, 2021 on Disney+. Let's do a bit of a walkthrough. This was a very simple storyline.
It was. Yeah, pretty straightforward. The batch is going to, what was it? Ord Mantell, trying to find an informant that helped the Jedi. Yes, Sid. Which, okay, bitch fit. Sid is a like it's not synonymous with one gender, for fuck's sake.
Pat. Yeah.
Like, Christ, do you know Sid? No, I haven't heard of him. Oh, well, where is he? Motherfucker, you're probably talking to Sid. There's 3 people in the goddamn place. 2 of them clearly are gambling. The other is fixing the fucking machines. I'm pretty sure that's who you're talking to.
What bugged me more about that was that they clearly did not know who Sid was supposed to be, so why would they then make the assumption that it was a dude when they see like the Jedi are complete mixed species, mixed gender identities, no gender identities? Like plants use the Force, so why would you assume? It just didn't make sense to me.
Fucking rocks use the Force, and that's still canon. Like, fuck.
It doesn't make any sense why it would have to be a dude in their minds, but okay. Yeah.
Well, and then okay, so of course they get to the place. They are looking for the informant, and of course Omega is, hinting that she's one with the Force and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, no, you're Sid, because she's the only one smart enough to realize there's 3 people here. It's probably the proprietor of the establishment. And she's just like, oh, you're right, I am Sid. Yeah.
It seems
good for you
logical.
for being smarter than them. Like, fuck, come on. You don't need the Force to know that shit.
Give it like this is like these are highly specialized clones, and the one that was doing brought them here was like the brainiac of the group. Why would he not know? Like, even if you didn't know the specific individual, you would know the proprietor, or at least there's business records you could look up. Like, you would be able to work out in the same intuitive way that Omega did who this Trandoshan female was. Like,
right.
It's I don't know. It's just so stupid.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Fucking kid. Yeah, so that's at least after that's when shit got interesting. Like, and we'll of course get into this towards the tail end of the episode, but I hope to see more of that shit. But they figure out, oh, okay, Sid's a girl too. Cool. And she's like, yeah, I can give you information on that bounty hunter that's coming after you, but you got to do some shit for me. So why don't you go kidnap this person that was kidnapped from me?
Yeah.
And then that's what happens.
Which was the most role-playing game version of a response I've ever heard in my life. It was just like, yeah, of course, that's how the universe works. Like, it's not like I come over for information, I give you credits, you give me information. No, like deeds are much more valuable. Like, she's in a position where she needs to pick up a bounty because she accepted the bounty. She has no one to pick it up on her behalf, and this group just falls in her lap of seemingly capable, though I would argue, since they couldn't figure out that she was Sid, maybe they're not the best bet.
Right. They're her only bet, so I get it. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so funny because they're presented as like the greatest group of clones, and yet they're just bumbling fools in almost every situation.
Right. Hunter, for fuck's sake, is supposed to be able to track people.
Yeah.
Even wearing a goddamn bucket. Yeah.
Anyway.
So, okay, upon further reflection, this episode's actually kind of bothering me a little. It was still fun, but yeah. There's like no logic involved.
It definitely had elements like we'll get into the tail end. Okay, so the story goes is she hires them to do this job in order to pick up Moochie, and they totally agree without literally any details. No
and then
information
about it. You could have told us. You didn't fucking ask, did you?
Yeah. Like, have you never had a briefing in a mission room like ever in the entire Clone Wars? You gotta ask questions. Fuck. All right. So they accept the mission. They go out to fulfill said mission, and they find it. They get to a point where they're sort of an observation position, and they see some this little girl, and so immediately, oh well, what's her name? Sid mentioned it was a kid, and so they think, well, A plus B equals that kid in the chains.
Yeah, that's the only kid there.
Everyone would assume that, which maybe is why it was so obvious at the beginning that this was going to have some form of a twist. Like, it was just so painfully obvious that there's no possible way that's Moochie.
Yeah.
So anyway, especially after we got Jabba's major domo in a holocom communication with Sid, and you're like, wait a second, is that him? Like, that had to be.
Bib Fortuna was there. He didn't.
Fortuna.
It wasn't on a holo. He walked in like he was there. Like, where the? Oh wait, no.
At the beginning,
never mind. Yeah, the beginning. Sorry.
So I was just like, wait a second. If this is Jabba, there's no way it's an actual kid, unless we're gonna relive the very first episode of the Clone Wars, in which case I'm gonna burn my TV down.
Right, I would have stopped. I would have fucking stopped. The second that fucking Smelly is on the TV again, I'm done.
Fucking Smelly. I will punch you all in the face. No!
Right.
So anyway, so they go to liberate the presumed Moochie from chains. Hijinks ensues. A baby Rancor is unleashed, and they realize that that's actually Moochie.
Yeah. Because they had to be told, oh, no, that's Moochie. Yeah. I'm not Moochie. Who the fuck is that? It's over there. Yeah. Which the thing is, fucking Omega had to fuck that up. They could have easily just been like, oh, hey, look, Moochie's in a cage. Awesome. Let's take it back.
Yeah.
Instead, she's like, oh, I pulled out this thing because why wouldn't I?
Yeah. There's a lever. I don't know. I don't know. It was about the point where Moochie got released that, like, up to that point, I was just sort of like zombie watching, not even caring. And then as soon as Moochie got released, I was like, oh, cool, it's a fucking Rancor. And I was like, oh, that's a cutesy little baby Rancor. Like,
yeah.
And then, like, the baby Rancor and Wrecker had, like, this weird tete-a-tate, and they ended up like snuggling, spooning. Like,
yeah, that was kind of dumb. I mean, it makes sense because that is canon. That is how they like work in a tribal community. Is obviously there's an alpha, and the alpha shows they're the alpha, and then they're subservient to the alpha. But usually it's because there's a fucking force witch that's controlling them, or there's a bigger one that smacks them in the face. Not, our fucking half-wit clone.
Yeah, dude's fucking like Donald Ducking boxing him.
Yeah, it was pretty
it's
bad.
So silly.
Yeah.
But whatever, it was a cute. Most babies are cuter anyway, so you're like, oh, it's a cutesy little thing on the screen. Mm-hmm. Not, oh, I'm concerned about someone's welfare because there's a fucking Rancor on the loose.
Right.
I don't know. The whole thing was just it was little kiddie games. Like they were play fighting. It wasn't real fighting. The whole episode was just like in your backyard. You're fighting with your friends because you're reliving an episode of Iron Eagle or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
A little personal reflection there. So anyway, that's literally the end. Like they get Moochie, they deliver Moochie to Jabba.
That was a little weird when Bib Fortuna walks up and start like snuggling on it. It's like there's only one person that ever had a connection with Roxy because her name was fucking Roxy, not Moochie. And that was the trainer.
Yep.
Like, no it's the only person that gave a shit.
No one would dare to go up to a goddamn Rancor.
Yeah.
Especially Bib Fortuna, who was terrified of everyone, and Jabba himself.
Yeah, so that was a little dumb, but whatever. At least we end with her being like, hey, you guys didn't fuck up. Here's the credits that I told you. Stay around. I got more jobs for you.
Yeah, so now they have a broker? Like, why don't they just do it themselves?
Bona fide mercenaries.
I don't know, man. This kind of... The more I think about it, the less interested I am.
I agree. The more that we're talking about it, I'm like, man, this wasn't as good as I thought it was.
I wanted it to be good, but it just didn't.
Yeah, no, same. I mean,
okay.
I'm always a sucker for animals, so whatever. Anytime there's a cool fucking animal, like, cool. Like, I still sing praises for the Signal Out of Space or whatever the fuck it was in Resistance. Like, I was talking to somebody about that shit the other day. I'm like, oh, should I check it out? I was like, no, you shouldn't. But watch this episode of it and then never return to it again.
Yep. That was a genuinely good episode.
It was fucking
Those Kowakian monkey lizards. People, if you've never seen any Resistance episode and you have Disney Plus, watch that one.
Season 1, episode 5. Only reason to watch it.
It will put
or only one to watch
on your balls.
Yep.
Even if you're a girl.
Can confirm. I mean, that's kind of scary, though, because then you got to get it checked because those are some weird fucking cysts, and you never know what else is going to be in there. Like maybe some teeth or eyes. Ugh.
That would be awesome! That would be awesome! That's so... That's just like our relationship in a back and forth, people. That is our lives together.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite moments of this episode?
As much as I hated it, like the initial fight with Moochie and Wrecker, like when they're actually doing some damage to each other, not the end where they're like,
right.
But that was fun. Like, and so it's a tie between that and like the first reveal of Moochie when Moochie gets out. Like that fucking taking off just fast as shit and jumping like that. Like seriously, I have my Kinect right fucking here in front of me, and I this tempted to fire it up tonight, like when the wife goes to bed, and make an ass out of myself trying to play that game because it's so awesome when it works.
When it works.
Yeah, when it works.
Yeah. I think for me, my favorite moment was when Sid said that the kid's the brains of the operation, and Wrecker gave her 5, and she was like, "Yeah." It was just like the stupidest little aside B-roll moment of just like, fuck yeah. God damn right she is. Why are these clones so dumb when they're supposed to be the best?
Right.
It was just this weird sort of like fourth wall breaking admission to their actual inadequacies as a team when they've been bolstered as being like the greatest elite.
Yeah. When 2 of them are supposed to be hyper intelligent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like one's a fucking cyborg, for Christ's sake.
I don't fucking understand this at all. This doesn't make any sense. Look at the yellow pages of the business proprietors. You look at the Better Business Bureau of the Galaxy or something. Like, you will find out Sid. Hack a little, people. Come on, hackers, hack. God, that's your job. Like, that's literally what his role is the hacker of the group. And he still couldn't figure it out. He's like, no, Jedi, they came here, I know for a fact. Okay, well, how do you know that?
I heard it.
Yeah, it's just so weird. Okay, anyway. I don't want to ruin this episode entirely because it's not as bad as that other one.
No, it is. It's worth watching, definitely.
What's your least favorite moment?
What we were just talking about. It was so stupid. And especially, like, there was no need for that.
Yeah.
Like, that didn't add to the story. It's not like they had to, like, oh, okay, well, this is Sid. All right, let's go, fuck off around Ord Mantell to, find out Sid. And then, trace it back to there. And it's like, caught you, fucker. You're Sid. Mm-hmm. It was just, you don't know Sid? Well, fuck. What do we do now? I know.
Guess we gotta
You're
go.
Sid, aren't you? You're smart. Yay.
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, boy.
It's actually pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the time of our broadcast talking about this episode, and it's as long as the episode should have been, like 15 minutes. Like, I don't know why this was a full episode. This seems like half of an episode.
Well, yeah, and it didn't even feel like a full episode either.
Yeah, it was
like,
weird.
I mean, this is on par with like the rest of the season, minus obviously the first episode, and it didn't feel like it. Like, it felt like it was like maybe 10 minutes because that's all the story we got.
Yeah, it was too simple. I get, some of the best films are just really simple premises, and then it's character and narrative that makes it interesting. But this, I mean, it was simple, and there was no narrative, and it was just really no real character anything. We already knew that Omega was talented. We already knew that the Bad Batch was much worse than their reputation says they are, based on previous episodes. If they were actually the Bad Batch, the rumored legendary Bad Batch, this would have been like a 2-minute episode. They would have gone in, got the information, and got out. Or gone in, did the job, and got out. The kid would have actually been more of a liability than she has been in any episode at all. And they're even setting her up as a liability, but she's proving to actually be like beneficial to the entire dynamic. So I don't understand the bait and switch.
Yeah, I don't understand because it's like, I mean, yeah, Crossfire was useful. He was a sniper. I mean, that's excellent to have when you're, doing deep combat, like just diving in head first. You don't have somebody that's going to like pick off motherfuckers that are coming after you. So it's understandable that they're a little weaker with him gone. But to try to put them at the same place when they have her that's just kind of there and is lucky sometimes does not make sense as to why they were able to do what they were. Like, for instance, like the first episode we get, like they're taking on an entire platoon of droids and tanks, and fucking Wrecker destroys 3 tanks by hand.
Yes.
But yeah, there's like, I think there was like 6 or 7, slavers.
Yep.
And they're all spaced out. How the fuck aren't they just like, all right, let's rescue these guys? I mean, I get it. That's too easy and all that shit. But I mean, this was already
things you could use to make it more complex and have stakes. This was like, we just need another episode. So just give us an ABC episode, and that's what this was. It wasn't objectionable, but it didn't really matter. That So what did they learn about Fennec Shand? I don't even remember.
No, they just found out that she's after them.
Like that's why they went there, was to find out who she was.
They did find out her name, but that's it. Like the next thing was, he's like, well, do you know who hired her? And she's like, no, but I can find out. All right.
Yeah, well, what's your next mission,
basically,
I guess?
This episode was so Omega could get a comm link. Because for some reason, Crossfire didn't have his when they left the ship, for whatever reason. And so she could get a weapon. Like, because she picked up that bow with no payoff at all. Other than,
it was just
this is cool.
I can open and close it. Awesome.
Yeah, so now she's armed. Assuming she has it next episode.
Yeah, and there's no guarantee there.
Yeah.
What I don't understand why the comm was so important.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
In our world, every elementary school kid has a phone. Mm-hmm. Why would it be a big deal that a kid gets a short-range communication device? That's just like logical. Oh, you're part of our team? You should probably put this on so that we can make sure that, you're a child after all.
Right.
That you don't eat poison because you're a stupid child. Like, you don't know anything. Why would we not monitor you in some way? It's so weird.
It took 4 episodes to get to that point.
Even if they didn't see her as the fact that she is a fucking child with an underdeveloped brain that does not have logic at backing her, and yet they portray her as if she's a fully grown Jedi. If they didn't understand that as soldiers, it's still a new team member in the context of their dynamic.
Exactly.
So you would still want to communicate with said team member.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like this.
Yeah, we shouldn't think about episodes.
We should never talk about this.
As long as we don't think about it, it's okay. And then it just gets like, fuck, why did I do that?
Yeah.
Quit giving me filler episodes.
No more thinking. Done. I mean, that's how I normally operate. So
that's true. Alcohol's a fantastic aid in that. It just gets me because they're slated for 2 seasons for sure,
mm-hmm.
and they're like 16 to 18 episode seasons.
Yeah.
Where's the fucking story? Like, we get it. They're trying to find out who Fennec Shand is and why she's after them.
Yeah.
Why do they have to have wacky adventures to do that? Like, there's no reason. Yeah, and I mean, they keep hopping around and shit like that. You're not going to get any fucking information if you're only staying, planet side for a day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, we need to go here because we need to find out where we're supposed to go. Stay for a minute and find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep reflecting on the other animated series that Star Wars has released,
mm-hmm.
and I keep telling myself that the first season is always the worst, and then it gets
mm-hmm.
incredibly better, and then
mm-hmm.
that's just not proven out by the details, because yes, that worked for Clone Wars, yes, that worked for Rebels, that did not work for Resistance.
No.
Why do I think that that's going to work for this? That's what's happening in my head. And then I'm like, we're 5 episodes in.
Mm-hmm.
Where are the stakes? Where the fuck is Crossfire?
Right?
Where are the actual story elements other than there's someone hunting us, let's find out who it is?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's just for us because we watched Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
Fennec Shand has nothing to do with anything other than she was, in Mandalorian and she was awesome. And so they're like, hey, let's put her in this so that people will watch it. Okay, but we need actual stakes behind it.
Right.
I don't care if you're a kid watching it or if you're an adult watching it, which, let's be honest, mostly adults.
Mostly adults.
So why do we have to wait a season and finger cross that it's going to be good? Why not just start good? Is that not in the cards? It's a contractual obligation to be mediocre at best? Know how to tell a story. We saw Mandalorian. So tell a goddamn story with fucking cartoons already. Ugh.
Right? We believe in you, Filoni. Just give us what you need to see, what you want to see.
For real. He was a part of Avatar: The Last Airbender. If there's been ever a short run of a cartoon series that had more impact than anything related to it or tangentially connected in the universe of cartoons, that was the series. It was amazing. We know you can tell stories. Just do it. Go.
Right.
Do your thing. I will hug you and kiss you and pay your goddamn salary. Just fucking do it.
At least don't drag out the entire season like this. Whatever. I will take the first half of the season as the dumb, campy kid shit that leads up to the story. Yeah, just don't give me a full season of that.
Yeah, and I don't even know why I'm bitching because it's still okay.
Yeah.
I'm just being a douche because I am one. It's okay. Well, it's not.
And here's
horrible.
the problem. If you think of it as what it is, because this is season 8 of the Clone Wars. Right. I don't fucking care what they say. That's exactly what this is. Yeah. Because we already know Clone Wars does not have a continuous timeline. It bounces back and forth all over the place. So that's fine. We've already accepted that time frame, like the time frame jump. This is season 8. Give us season 8. Even fucking the last season. I mean, it was a short season, but there was none of the weird camp. It was just amazing. All good. Give us that.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. And actually, in that context, it makes me more angry that it's not good, because you have an established, like, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
All right. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it.
Hopes for the future?
Hopes for the future is I want to see them stop bouncing around.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, really, that's going to make more sense. They have a contact that clearly has contact with the underground and can find some shit out and find some shit out fast. So I want to see them stay there, and I want to see them be mercenaries. I mean, they'll still have their goofy one-off adventures that pays off just a teeny tiny bit every single time. That's all we need. That's all we need. And then, fucking mid-season, let's change it up and make it serious.
Yeah, my hopes are stakes. I need there to be consequences. This is a group of rogue clones that went rogue, that the entire Empire should be looking for in the same, with the same energy that they're searching for Jedi. Because
absolutely.
How the hell can they survive on their own? Why would we let them out there? They have such a reputation for being amazing and, above and beyond anyone else. That should be priority number 2. Jedi 1, Bad Batch number 2. I want to see them hunted down, and I want to see consequences.
Well, and especially because shit's so split anyways. Like post Order 66, the Empire, like the clones stopped going after the Jedi.
Yeah.
That was strictly the Inquisitori that was going after the Jedi.
Right.
Like they have their own special thing to get rid of those people. Like Tarkin him fucking self knows about these guys and wants them gone. Like that should be the entire might of the Empire is going after them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like,
because there's the Emperor, there's Tarkin, and there's Vader. Vader goes after the Jedi, Tarkin goes after the Bad Batch.
Like, that's what I want to see, definitely.
Those are such huge stakes because Tarkin is such a massive presence in the Empire. Like, we should feel more weight to their life story right now, to their being on the run. There should be so much more. We should see, like, probe droids in the distance of every goddamn scene of them, like, being hunted and watched. The fact that they still have the same spaceship kind of bugs me. Like, I actually really like the ship.
Signal, Adam.
Right, but come on. Like, visually, it is quite distinct.
It's the same goddamn thing, and it's clearly an Imperial ship, or sorry, pre-Imperial ship. Like, it's the same thing as the fucking, the Royal Transport. Like, it's the pre-model to that. It's a very obvious fucking ship.
Yeah. Yeah, and I understand, like, Star Wars and their technology, we are very cagey about that. You get someone with a ship, and we want them to stay with that ship. Same with droids, same with blasters. We want, like, if Han Solo dumped the Millennium Falcon because it was being searched for, we would cry and die inside. So I get why we're maintaining the ship. It's just, there's got to be something that tells us that they're actually being actively hunted for, not that they're just passively, I'm trying to use words and they're not coming to me at all. Like, at all.
It's like they have a bench warrant instead of having the FBI searching for them.
Yeah, they should be manhunts. We should see them on every HoloNet program, HoloNet Most Wanted. And there's a dude there talking about the Bad Batch clones. Like, where are there not digital posters everywhere? I don't know. Especially when we clearly see that there is a Imperial network of information being disseminated through the personal ID numbers and stuff like that. Like, if they have that infrastructure down, why not also disseminate traitors and, purported traitors and miscreants and, ex-soldiers that are fucking, I don't know. There should be more consequences. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
Okay. Well, I've drug out that argument for 10 minutes, so I'll shut up. Anything else you want to cover with this thing?
No, we've got it. We've definitely got it.
Fucking ground. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you want to jump with us in chat and tell us how wrong we are, or maybe you agree with us, I don't know. We can have an echo chamber here for just 15 minutes at a time. Jump in YouTube chat and we'll talk about it. And here's the other side of this is, I know a lot of YouTube personalities, especially when it comes to Star Wars, really like to fit in their lane and say, this is our perspective that we're going to be projecting out to the greater Star Wars community. That's really not what we're doing. We're just having fun because we love Star Wars. And because we're passionate about it, we have opinions. But that doesn't mean that we're not wildly open to opposing opinions, to different ideas with the same context of shows. And if you have one, we would really love to hear it.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Because you may make us love it. You know, I mean, go from a show that we're like, man, okay, that was pretty good, to like, oh, wow, that was really great. I want to have those great feelings about everything that Star Wars puts out. So if you can help, please help.
And that's part of the fun of Star Wars. It's not, just consuming it. It's also discussing it. Like, I mean, that's the whole reason why I watch this shit, is so we can talk about it. Because even if it's a shit episode, there's still the interaction. There's still the discussion and trying to find something to like about it. Like, that's part of the fun.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So please tune in. Let us know your thoughts in live chat if you have an opportunity to join us in the live chat. What we're planning, and sometimes it doesn't work out, but for the majority of the time it does. Monday nights, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, we're giving you episode reviews. We're going to try to do one-off, commentaries or live streams whenever we find, a moment of import. And then, who knows what can happen in the future based on, your engagement and stuff. But, we'd love to hear from you, and that's all I'll say about it. Subscribe to the channel, like the videos, and share them if you're so inclined, or if not, that's okay, because we're still going to be here every Monday evening. Have a fantastic day, and until next time, may the Force be with you.
Don't worry, I'm good with secrets.
You ever really wondered about that one?
Yeah, no.